as we began to look at this merger back in the spring of 2022 when it was commenced, initially the conversation was about bringing them under the umbrella of the Cypher FCU brand, but we quickly became aware of this rich history, this connectivity with the university, the amount of years that people had volunteered and shaped and guided and nurtured that organization. And we felt that as an organization that has made a vision statement to write good into the life stories of those around us, we could not go in and write our story over the top of their story. And so we began to immerse ourselves in conversations with people that knew about the organization, documents, historical documents, much like we did when we did our 60th anniversary for Cypher FCU, polling old annual meeting minutes and board minutes and the founding documents, and documenting the names of the individuals who had contributed and shaped the organization over such a long period of time. And so our Legacy Hall at Prairie View FCU is designed to accomplish that same thing. There are 16 names at the beginning that indicate the founders of Prairie View FCU. 2 of them I have learned just through the VIP event alone were former college presidents at the university. That's a remarkable connectivity for us to have and to know about that we would have lost had we put just our own logo on top of it. And so as we celebrated that evening and we had a champagne toast and we talked about the history of the organization, 2 things stood out to me. Many of the individuals whose name appeared on that Legacy Hall found themselves gathering and pointing to their name and talking about their memories of being involved in the organization and taking pictures together next to the Legacy Hall. I'll make myself cry. It was emotionally significant to them to know that their contributions were captured and that they had not been erased and that they would live on in some fashion. And that's very on brand for Cypher FCU and now Prairie View FCU. The second aha during the sort of look back at the history was the context of the timing of Prairie View Federal Credit Union being chartered. It opened with 16 names and everybody filling out the appropriate paperwork and making the initial mandatory deposit in 1937. That's 2 years before the end of the Great Depression, 27 years before federal civil rights protection laws, and it is a remarkable story no matter what credit union you go into. Many of them were chartered during the Great Depression. Even more remarkable to me was the absence of basic rights that many people had in the Prairie View community that could not find alternatives elsewhere, not simply because banks had tightened their lending, but simply because they didn't have the right skin color. And so we're very proud of Prairie View FCU and very, very proud of the way this remodel came out. We've had a week-long of celebration during the middle of March. We're continuing to find ways to expand and grow into the Prairie View community, support growth. We've seen some activity next to the branch that seems to be they're bringing in dirt. We're hoping that that might mean we're going to get a neighbor nearby. There's talk that there may be a medical office building being built next to us, and we would love that, and we are hoping that our investment in our remodeled location will encourage others to recognize that it's a main artery to a beautiful and large and vibrant and fantastic university. And we think there'll be a lot of business along that main entrance at some point. Our goal is to be that Main Street financial institution that's been there before everybody else, and to continue to meet the needs of the community of Prairie View.